Ooh, and we're back. I am so sorry, guys. The rain is so bad here. I started on my phone, and it was horrible. Couldn't hear anything. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now. Just let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Oh, sweet. Thanks, Annette. Yeah, like I said, yeah, the rain is torrential here, and I'm so sorry. Hey, Wendy, how's it going? I've started this thing 3 times now, but we were trying to do it without StreamYard, and you can do it without StreamYard, but I started it on my phone, and it's a lot harder to bring it over. I'm going to bring Brian on here. How's it going, Brian?
Yes, good. Now I hear you loud and clear.
Great. Brilliant. This should be better now. But that rain was horrific, soaked.
Yeah. But now the sun is out again.
Yeah, of course. Of course, after all the problems are over,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Hopefully we get everybody back again that was on. Um, I'm sorry, like I say, guys, for messing around like that. But so Brian's had a pretty interesting tour of America so far. lot of different exciting events, and
Yeah.
maybe should go through some of it again because I couldn't hear hardly anything you were saying, earlier
Okay.
on. But I think we got to the
Yeah.
the hotel part was pretty
Yeah.
crazy too.
It was, and yet it was event. It happened while I was not there. I just came back. I was at a run. I took a run, and after that, I ate breakfast. And yeah, I was away for less than an hour, I guess, something like an hour. And when I came back, they have gained access to not only my but the 5 rooms at the motel. Um, and when I came back, the police they were outside stopping me. They wouldn't even let me in the room and not telling me what was going on. I thought there was a serial killer running around in there. For all I know.
Uh,
So yeah, that was kind of something. And then they told me that somebody had gained access to some rooms in the motel through a key card. Apparently, there was no damage to any doors. They were open with a key card, and they believed it to be an inside job. So yeah, kind of everybody in the mix was a suspect, I guess.
yeah,
So they wanted to talk to me. It took me like almost 30 minutes before they would even let me in my room to see if stuff was missing. So you can imagine how I felt out there. You don't know if everything you have is gone until you get in there.
yeah.
When I came in there, they had taken the most vital stuff, my cameras that I was supposed to use for my tour. They took 2 GoPros, a GoPro 10 and a GoPro 11. And that was kind of the bad stuff because I couldn't replace that. That was just too expensive to replace on the spot. And they took a brand new boombox that I bought the day before. So yeah, that sucked bad time.
And do you have insurance on any of that, Brian, or is it just the
Yeah,
law?
they're on camera and everything. So everything was documented.
Okay.
Uh, there was cameras in the foyer, and they picked up everything. So yeah, the insurance should cover. I don't know if I have to pay something myself,
Okay.
but that didn't help me right there and then when I was missing. I was 2 cameras down. So no matter if I get the money back, it still sucked, big time.
Right. No,
Yeah,
that's rough. I mean, I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry that that's your experience of America. You know what I mean? It's just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's why a lot of
You
people.
know what? That could have happened in my country too. So it's not
Well,
an
fair.
American thing, you know?
Yeah, I guess there is thieves everywhere. So,
Yeah,
but
exactly. And it seemed like it was an inside job because they went for five rooms, and all of these five rooms didn't have people in them. So they know who was out and who was in, you
yeah,
know. So and they had access to a card that could open five doors. So everything just screamed inside job, you know.
yeah. Man, that's I haven't had any experiences like that yet in America, thankfully. But then again, I've mostly lived in rural parts. I haven't really lived in the cities too much. So
Yeah.
uh, I don't like cities at all, Brian. So I'd rather not be in the city. But what about with
I'm
the
kind of
truth?
I like cities. Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
Truth Cafe. Yeah, that
yeah. I'm
didn't
just
turn out
wondering.
as I wanted as either.
Okay,
Sorry, Jenny. There's a
I'm.
little delay.
Uh, I guess people just don't want to participate in something like that. I mean, is that what you're finding?
Yes and no. They just don't because I think I've gone about it the wrong way. So it's just as much just as for me to correct the way I do it. Because I thought go to the most public area and start asking questions. You know, that was my
Yeah,
game plan. You know,
yeah,
and I kind of got the feeling that that's the forum they don't want to talk in. They don't want to be exposed in a public scenario like that. So I have changed my perspective a little. Now I grab them one on one in surroundings where they at. I had conversations from the beach. I have conversation within side cars. You know, so now I have really good conversation, but where they feel comfortable, and I have a lot better success than I had when I was just pushing myself on them on a square. You know, in downtown. You know,
yeah.
so
I mean, I know people don't like to be cornered like that.
yeah, yeah,
In the open. Yeah, it's difficult. Although
that's
I
what I
do have
experienced.
uh, at work, I'm very fortunate to have some coworkers that are flat earthers. We talk about flat Earth in the office, and it's nice. But if there's a group of people around, they're a lot less
Yeah.
uh, wanting to talk. You know what I mean? They don't want to share
Yeah,
that
it's
much.
not like
So
they mislike the talk, you know, they just don't want to be seen having it. You know,
that's
it's
right.
just
Yeah, yeah, the association.
yeah.
But so it's and then Memphis was pretty rough. I don't know if everyone got to hear the Memphis story. I don't know if I don't think Wendy was here
I
at that
saw people
time.
commented on it, so they could hear it, I guess. So,
Yeah, and
but yeah, Memphis was not all bad. You know, it was that experience, and that experience came along from me from a bad decision. So, with some awareness and not being on the quest that I was at that moment because I was kind of seeking it, you know, and that what
yeah,
people need to know about me too. I'm here to test myself. It's not only about testing the people over here. I'm here to try to find an old side of me that I used to have. Uh, so I've been testing myself. In 5 days from Louisville to Memphis, I ended up walking around 100 miles on those
whoa,
5 days. You know,
it's a lot of
I
walk.
broke my body down. I almost had a stroke in West Memphis because I was so dehydrated. So when I hydrated, I got an insane cramp in my left side of my body. That was crazy, and that's why I decided to stop. You know, and I stopped and I filled myself up with water and food because it was not only getting from Louisville. What I decided was to get from Louisville to Memphis on my thumb. You know,
Yeah.
I couldn't spend any money on transport. That was the rule. I had to get, that was the test. Get from Louisville to Memphis only using your thumb.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes. That's and then like you were saying earlier, not a lot of people walk in this country at all
at all.
anyway. It's not a we don't really notice it because we live here, but from your perspective, more people walk in Europe, right, than here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just common.
It's in Europe. It's normal to walk and be on a bicycle. I
Yeah.
can count the bicycles I've seen that actually goes places. Some take it a couple of 100 yards, but that doesn't count in my book. You know, uh, the amount of people I've seen on bicycles I can count on two hands. I can use my hands to count these people. Uh, in my country, it's not unusual to in an intersection to see 50 bikes just waiting
Yeah.
for the green light. You know, so yeah, that is a big cultural gap between where I come from and what I see over here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know I can see Wendy saying that she didn't quite get that story about Memphis. Um, so you want to reiterate that one just quickly, Brian, for the ones who
Yes, I
missed
can
it?
go through it real fast. I'll leave out most of the details, but basically, I chose because I was told that the area that I had to cross to get to the airport, they moved the bus station. I needed a bus, and they moved the bus station to the airport. I guess for the same reasons, because they couldn't have it there. They wanted it in a secure place. So I found a bus that go there, went there, and that was 2 hours to until departure, and I've seen everything I needed to see in Memphis. So I had this great idea: why don't I just walk? And 9.6 miles.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from downtown Memphis to the airport.
My goodness. That's a long walk, bro.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the day before I walked 40 miles, so in comparison, it's not that bad.
Not bad at all. Wow. You've been doing a lot
So
of walking around.
yeah, the closer I got to Memphis, the harder it was to get rides.
Yeah. I hear
You
you.
know,
I hear
yeah,
you.
it was not that bad in Kentucky. One out of 50 car picked me up, something like that. But
Whoa.
in Tennessee and Memphis, when I got there, uh, they wouldn't pick me up at all. I could stand there for 4 hours with plenty of traffic, perfect spot and everything, and they didn't pick me up.
Wow.
Yeah, so in the end, I just said I had about 60 miles left. I said, "Fuck it," I got mad,
Walk.
and I just said I'd do it myself. Then I just started walking, and I didn't take the highway because well, I'm kind of a provocateur sometimes. So I took the big expressway, the interstate, and I just went down and I just walked along the interstate, and all the trucks were honking at me and thinking I was an idiot, but I just
Wow.
would start walking, and I just uh, took it exit by exit. Like 6 miles to the next exit, I walked that, and I went up and I got water and hydrated and all that, and then I gave him like a half-hour window while I was drinking water at the exit to pick me up, where I put out my thumb again. If it didn't happen, I'd just start walking again. So yeah, I walked almost 40 miles before there was a. Listen to this: all the male, all the big guys, all the one with tattoos up their arms and everything,
Yeah.
were apparently too scared to pick me up.
Scared. Yep.
Yeah. In the end, it was a woman, a lone woman in a car that picked me up and brought me to Memphis the last 20 miles, the last 20, 25 miles. So, yeah,
Wow.
two of my rides were actually women. And I think that's kind of, That's kind of telling. I don't know if it's my good looks or what, but or it's women are just more open-hearted, I guess.
I think so.
They have a harder time leaving me there. I might think that could be it, you
Yeah.
know. But apparently in Tennessee, 50% of the people who picked me up in Tennessee was women. So
So a lot of people in my chat don't really know what this is all about. They haven't really been watching your streams, Brian.
no.
But so Brian's been you can tell him, Brian, what you've been doing. Just
It started out by just giving people a choice. I'm here to check people's reality. Basically, that's what I say to people. I'm here to check your reality. I'm here to give you a reality check on what you believe in, no matter what it is. I give people a choice. That's how it started. I started setting up a cafe where I gave people the simple choice. You can sit down and have a conversation with me over a cup of coffee, or we can debate. If you don't like what I say, you can argue with me. That's door number two. And if that doesn't do it, door number three allows you to fight me. Because you can do that too. So basically, I gave him a choice. You can have a conversation, we can debate, or you can fight me. And I always had my fighting gear on the whole way. It's close that I could fight in. So if people choose that they want it, they hate me that much, we can go right over here and brawl it out. You know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I did that from experience. I've done the cafe before, once before with the Flat Earth, back in 2016. I did the same thing in my country, because back then people were really angry. And, if you said
yeah,
that you weren't on a spinning ball in 2016, it was like you just threw a hand grenade in there.
yeah.
So there
So
was a lot of angry people that threatened me, were knocking my head off, and you know how it goes when people get frustrated. They can't argue for themselves, and all of a sudden they get angry.
absolutely, it's always the
So
way.
this time I chose to have an option to fight me because out of experience, I know that takes the edge of people wanting to fight you. If that is a
Yeah,
possibility, it takes all this threatening and all this "you're stupid" and "you're beneath me" kind of stuff that goes out the window when they actually have the choice to go right over there and brawl it out. You know,
right.
so it takes the anger out of the conversation because they can't get angry. Because if somebody just say, "Listen, you're stupid, man. If it wasn't because we were standing here, I would knock your head off." Let's still go over here and have a friendly competition.
Yeah,
So I kind of did that to take the edge off. It's not because I like hurting people. I'm not that guy. You know, I just know from experience that takes the anger out of the conversation. When the opportunity to fight actually is there, then people don't want to fight.
they don't
You
want
know, they don't go that route because they know it's a possibility. So I lay it out when they come. You have these options if you want to talk to me. Then it kind of takes the edge off the anger. So
to. Yeah,
that's why I do it.
and it's funny because no matter what truth we're trying to present to people, the same reactions are always there, like the
Yeah.
same denial and then anger and it's the same when we talk about the meltology. When we deal with
Yeah.
that, a lot of people just dismiss it and get angry or start name calling or all these
Yeah.
different methods, right? To just and like you've been doing this for a long time, Brian. A
Yeah.
lot of people in the chat are saying, I don't know who Brian is. Well, Brian's been around for since 2016, right? Like a lot
Yeah.
of people
I
are.
started. I started on the Flat Earth. I have a channel that called FE Copenhagen back in the day. I have that got torn down because I started talking about other stuff than Flat Earth. And they pulled
Yeah,
it down. And back then I was different than I am now. Now I'm more calculated. Back then I was a rebel. If somebody told me I couldn't say something, I made sure I said it all the time.
Gonna say it.
So
Yep.
that's just how I was. So I didn't care if they take down my channel. I just make a new one. So I've been doing that. First I was FE Copenhagen. Then I became Rebel TV. I was that during the COVID time. I was Rebel TV, and I did the same thing, going around on the street asking people critical questions, and
Yeah.
uh, and then of course that was a lot of medical information, so that they took down that channel as
Yep.
well.
Of course.
And yeah, after that I was kind of done with that. So I've changed during the COVID time to a person who didn't care much about what was the truth no more. Instead, I started focus myself around people and how we can better people in everyday life. So
Yeah.
I kind of realized that the truth, yeah, it's good to know, but it's not end all be all. In the end, this is about people and the lie. So I'm very focused on the lie, but the lie in general, I don't focus on any specific lie no more. I just don't like people lying to me. So I went
Yeah.
from that to called the Tribe of Revelation was my last channel, uh, where I just gathered up people that I like, and talked to them. So it's kind of a little group of people, and I've been doing that ever since. And when I went on this little trip, I changed my name into the Truth Cafe.
Yep. Very good. Very good. It's like all of us, really, Brian. We've. It's been a long road. I think I woke up in probably '98, maybe, or maybe 2000. Something like that. And there's so many subjects, so many. And we can spend all of our time on one subject, right? And we don't really move forward. We're not really moving forward to. I mean, I'm at the point now where we all need to get we need to come together. Like people need to accept each other and love one another.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
because it's like, what are we doing? Just breaking up in all these little groups, these little truth groups. Well, we're divided. We're weak, Brian. I mean, if we're
Exactly.
divided, but if we're together, yeah, there's a lot more voices, that might actually make a difference, and that's kind of where I am with it now. I don't really get into like meltology. It to me is really good because it doesn't require like a lot of uh, work. Dare I say? I mean, you look at the images, you look at the pictures, and you either see it or you don't. And you don't need anyone to tell you what you're seeing. You don't need a guru to explain it to you, and that's kind of where I am at the minute, Brian. I'm just kind of
Yeah.
I, I like it because it's simple. You know what I mean? It's in your face.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's there. You can show people it. In many cases, everything else we talk about, we have to go into a room where it's not certainties.
yes,
We have to
yes,
pull down the facts of what they believe before we can put some of our own in there, or even the notion of them.
yes,
But
and then,
uh, in this case, you can actually go show people and explain why it's wrong. You can do that from a picture. You don't even have to have the building right there in front of you. So yeah,
yes,
that helps a
yes,
lot.
and a lot of the chats that you go into where people are talking about one specific subject, that it's very condescending. They're I know more than you do. Everybody's saying I know more than you do. So you're
Yeah,
dumb because you don't know what I know. Well, that's not really getting us anywhere. You know what I mean?
and
It
that's what
doesn't
I
bring
realized.
people
That's
together.
exactly what they want. That's what they want. I think
Yes,
half of these truths we have now we've been giving. They fed us this shit so we could argue among ourselves. You know.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And then there are some gatekeepers in amongst that too. Who are just keeping people on the same subject over and over and over and over again,
Yeah.
and they don't really move forward. So that's
Yeah.
kind of my channel is to really try to bring people together, try to allow them to think what they want to think, and not be treated like they're stupid for thinking something. But the evidence speaks for itself. That's all I can say about it
Yeah.
with meltology. So, but
Yeah, and I think it does in many cases. I had that when 2020 hit the fan. You know, I had this. Oh shit! My phone is running out. Just a second.
need a charger,
Yeah,
but
I have charging here. Just need a plug.
so, as you can see, we're pretty close together at the minute. Oh, where is it? Is it that one? All right. So Brian's getting charged up. So, but really nice to get a chat with Brian. I know some of you guys don't know who Brian is, and I just wanted to bring him on to say, look, there's other people that have been doing truth for a long time that we might not know. We maybe didn't ever get to meet them, and it's kind of it's a long journey. So we got to try to start coming together, and we're stronger as a group, you know, with these subjects, and especially like talking about meltology. I love it because it's so simple. It's so and the way like Jan explains it and Chapu explains it, and some of the other guys that do streams explain it. It's so simple and it's right in your face, and you don't need someone to a guru. You don't need a guru to explain it to you. But I hope that you guys enjoy talking to Brian. It's a very interesting thing that he has done, coming over to the United States on his own, just walking, hitchhiking, just going from town to town to try to talk to people and get them to listen about truth subjects, you know? Um, and Brian is also, I believe he's a meltology follower as well. So, not saying we follow meltology, but it's the subject that we're looking at the moment. Um, but we just need to get rid of all this animosity that people have towards one another, making other people feel dumb, or because if no one's in the stream because you've lost everyone because you're being really aggressive, no one's going to learn anything. So, um, just waiting on Brian to get his phone charged up again. I'm not sure.
I've built buildings in every major town I've been in so far.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
So I do that too.
and I mean, I was in downtown Birmingham today and saw more evidence of like where buildings were. The bricks are obviously damaged. You know what I mean? They've been damaged, and they've just like wiped over the surface with like a fascia, to make it look good, to fill in the gaps. But hey, guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream, and hopefully we can get another chat with Brian in the future. You know, I want to talk. I don't want to fight. You know what I mean? and,
We have coffee, so that's also a possibility.
but I appreciate everybody showing up, and I love you guys. And I'm sorry if I didn't shout everybody out that's in the chat. Jan's here, Annette, Melanie's here. Sorry I didn't wear the Hello Kitty headset. Red Storm's here. Wendy Moore, thank you for showing up. Setnag. See if I missed anybody. Doug's here. Algo's here. And I really appreciate you guys coming. Eli was here as well. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. I'm trying to do better at shouting out the chat. But I really do appreciate you guys showing up. And I'm sorry that it took 3 attempts to do it, but we were trying a new thing. And I will see you guys on the next one. Love you guys and have a good night. I don't have my outro ready, I don't think. Maybe I do. No, I wasn't really prepared, guys, for the outro. Oh, well, I guess I'll do it on the next one. Have a good night. Love you guys.